Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today we got an interesting podcast. I'm going to talk about when the narcissist is stalking you. And a lot of people deal with this. They deal with a narcissist who constantly stalks them. And especially when you leave or abandon the narcissist. The narcissist may drive by your house. The narcissist, may send you emails, texts. They're constantly watching. Narcissists are always watching you because number one, they want to see how you're doing. They want to see your reaction to things. And one of the things that narcissists love to do, even when you were in a relationship, a lot of people don't realize this, but narcissists love to plant cameras in the house. And I did a reel on this, a while back, and I talked about how narcissists could have cameras anywhere, okay? Anywhere in the house, because they're paranoid, they're suspicious, they think you're as evil and devious as they are, and they want to catch you. They want to catch you doing something. Maybe they want to catch you cheating, talking to someone else. They also plant cameras because, they may want cameras when you're having sex with them, and you don't even know that. But we're talking primarily today about the stalking. And, covert narcissists could stalk as well. Covert and malignant narcissists, they will both stalk. But when you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, it could be a lot more dangerous, okay? Because a malignant narcissist is extremely controlling. And that means they want to watch everything you do, okay? Covert narcissists and malignant narcissists, they will also watch your social media, okay? What you post. They're studying your mood. That's why I say when you break up with a narcissist, never post anything personal about what's going on in your life. Never say you're doing well and never say you're doing bad. If anything, you should be as boring as a gray rock. It's none of the narcissist business what you're doing. And the reason that I say don't post anything that you're doing well is because it will actually incite a narcissist. A lot of people do this too. They like to, stick it to the narcissist and post themselves living a great life, enjoying their life, maybe post with other people because they're trying to get the narcissist angry or they're trying to show them up. Number one, the narcissist is going to know you're doing that, okay, to stick it to them. And number two, it's going to cause the narcissist to try harder to destroy you because narcissists are extremely jealous. They want to see that you're a basket case, that you can't live without them, that your life is doing lousy. If you ever want to get rid of a narcissist, just show them how your life is going down the tubes, okay? Just show them that you have no money, that you're not well, you're sick, and everything like that. And believe me, a narcissist is going to run for the hills because they don't want anybody who has problems because they don't want to deal with it. They really don't want to deal with it. They may target somebody, that's sick or disabled if they have money. Then they may go after them because of the money. But in general, in a normal situation, if a narcissist thinks you're not doing good, they're not going to want to be bothered with you most of the time, all right? That's why I tell you, watch what you post, because when you post like you're doing great and everything, they're going to try to find some loophole to try to sabotage you, all right? Maybe call the authorities on you and make false allegations about you. Maybe start trouble with your family. Maybe post things on social media to discredit your character. This is what a narcissist would do. So they're going to be stalking you. You have to understand something. When you're dealing with a narcissist, it's never goodbye, good luck, and have a nice life. The narcissist, even if they discarded you, they are still going to be stalking you, watching you. All right? Now, I had somebody say on one of the posts, what do you do about my narcissist is stalking me? What do I do? Well, it depends on how they're stalking you, all right? If they're running by your house all the time or or, stalking you, sending you threats or anything along those lines, then you have to go to the police. You should get cameras. You should document everything. But if somebody's that extreme, and especially if they're a malignant narcissist, it could be very dangerous, in which case you should go to the police and report it and have a record of it, all right, in case that narcissist does something further, okay? See, a lot of them, they'll stalk you. They also love to mess your cars up, okay? They love to destroy your cars or try to hurt you that way. That's why I tell you, you got to get the cameras. But narcissists are always going to be stalking to see how you're doing. And not only that, they feel you're stalking them because they feel that you're watching their social media. And that is very true for a lot of victims. A lot of victims do watch the narcissist's social media. And guess what? That narcissist knows it. And so they're going to post a lot of pictures of the new supply. Some of them will post pictures of the new supply, and some of them don't post pictures of the new supply. They'll be posting pictures of the new supply to kind of like rub it up your nose, get you pissed off, show everybody else like, hey, the problem wasn't me, the problem was you. Look at me, I moved on, I'm in a happy relationship. But remember, this is what they want you to think. Like, I get so many people that come back at me and they say, oh, the narcissist isn't getting their karma. They've been with the new supply. They look happy. And, maybe it's me. And I tell them, how do you know that they're happy? You don't know for a fact that they're happy. Are you behind those closed doors? Do you know what's going on in that home? You don't. All you see is what's on social media or what other people may come back and tell you because the narcissist planted that in their minds and told people, oh, I'm so happy with this new person, because they know they're connected to you and they know it's going to get back to you, okay? So they feel that you're watching, you're stalking them. And the other thing is, if you ever complained about a narcissist stalking you, the first line of defense is they would say, you've been stalking them. This is what they do. They reverse it. They blame shift, they reverse it, and they make you the villain. They'll say, no, she's or he's stalking me. They're stalking me, all right? They're watching me. So you guys understand this. You have to be very careful after dealing with a narcissist, because they always want to seek revenge. Because when you break up with them or you divorce them, that is a narcissistic injury. And they will try anything they can to try to hurt you because of the breakup. Because the breakup is shame. Even if they were the ones who walked away from you and discarded you, it's still a strike. It's still shame. And they worry that you're going to go back and tell people what they did. So that's why they've got to smear you. They've got to smear you. And, they also want to seek revenge on you. And they also blame you for the breakup. They feel you didn't make them happy. So, that's your fault. We broke up because you didn't make me happy. So everything's always your fault. The narcissist is always blameless, all right? But they don't just let it go and move on in their lives. Even if they have a new supply, I got news for you. They're still stalking you, you guys. They're still watching. And when you get those weird comments, nasty comments, let's say you have a public post and you post a picture of yourself and somebody puts some nasty comment on there, 9 times out of 10, that could be your narcissistic ex trying to give you a dig from a catfish profile. This is what they'll do, all right? Or what they'll do is they'll test you. They'll send you a friend request like on Facebook or one of the other social media platforms. And then they'll try to strike up a conversation with you and see if you'll take the bait. So this way they could justify in their minds and say, oh, look at you. All I do is inbox you and you're chatting away with me and everything like that. So they automatically think that if you do that, you must have been doing that when you were with them. And this makes them feel better because now they could justify and say, oh, you were dirty, you were no good, you're talking to people in inbox. Even though you're single and you're broken up, they feel like, well, if you're doing that with them, you must have been doing that during the relationship, because that's what the narcissist does, right? Okay, so they feel that you're as dirty as they are. They don't believe that people are loyal. They don't believe that people don't cheat. They think everybody is corrupt. As a matter of fact, I even had narcissists that said to me, oh, well, everybody cheats. Everybody cheats. If somebody says that to you, that's them telling on themselves that that's their philosophy. Everybody cheats, so I'm no different than anybody else. I could cheat too, all right? So narcissists will be constantly watching you, and they want to see your demise. And they could watch you for a long time. They could watch you. But see, here's how it goes, you guys. When they're busy with other supply, when you have a narcissist that has a lot of options, a lot of supply, they're not going to be too concerned about you. They may check out your profile or stalk you when they have time. But when you have a desperate narcissist that doesn't have a lot of options, that's the dangerous narcissist. That's the one that feels that injury, that narcissistic injury, because they lost something good. You're a grade A supply, and this is why they're angry, and now they're going to stalk you, okay? They're going to stalk you. And a lot of times they stalk you because, number one, their initial thing is they want to see how you're doing, all right? Then they're feeling you out. Then they feel like, well, you know, if you're still mourning over the relationship, oh, wow, this is a good time to hoover you, right? You're not doing well. Also, if you're doing well, they may hoover you too, because they want to mess up your life, because maybe they saw you moved on with somebody else. So that's another reason they stalk you, because they don't want you moving on in your life. They want you to be stuck on them. That's what they want. They want you to not be able to move forward in your life and be happy. They want you to be stuck on them, and they want to feel like they always have control over you. So narcissists, they don't want to feel like they lost anything. So that's another reason why they stalk you, because it's still a connection to you. They still feel connected to you. You know, even if they're not with you, they still feel connected. They're watching your social media. They're watching what's going on. They're driving by your house, okay? They're asking people about you. They're stalking your family's profiles to see if there's anything posted on there about you. This is how they stay connected to you. And some of them are so dirty that they'll even send your family members a friend request from an anonymous profile, okay? I've actually had this done, all right, with a narcissistic ex. This is what they do. This is how they feel connected to you, and they want to see what's going on in your life. You know, it's all a game to the narcissist. They're sick in the head. They are really sick in the head people, that it's bad enough that they treated you lousy and you went through that abuse, but on top of it, you can't even walk away from them, because a lot of them don't let you go, and they're still watching your social media. That's why some survivors of narcissistic abuse, they've got to shut down their social media. They've got to shut down their Facebook, shut down their Instagram, because they're tired of being harassed by the narcissist. But you guys, if you're being harassed, you know, it depends on how far the narcissist will take it. If they're stalking you and they're making threats to you, document, and take it to the police. Okay? Enough is enough. That's what you're going to do with these people. You're going to show them that they can't cross the line. It's one thing if somebody's watching you. It's another thing if somebody's stalking you. And when they're stalking you and they're putting that fear into you, that is, you know, that is emotional harm, and you can go to the authorities about that, all right? So if they're stalking you, you want to show them nothing, absolutely nothing. Don't let them know anything about what's going on in your life. Nobody. And anybody that's connected to them, don't tell them anything. All right. First of all, you should not have any connections to the narcissist if you really want to be free. But if you have to deal with certain people that are connected to the narcissist, because sometimes you have to, whether it's a family situation or whether it's a work situation or business or whatever. Sometimes people have certain common connections with the narcissist. What you do is you don't tell these people anything personal about your business, because they will go back to that narcissist and tell them what's going on in your life. That's feeding the narcissist, all right? So you want to become as boring as a gray rock so that narcissist gets tired of it. They get tired of watching you, all right? Now, some can continue to watch you for years, all right? Some can continue to watch you for years. And if they do that, then they really have nothing going on in their lives, okay? If a narcissist is stalking you for years, then you know that narcissist is not doing well at all, and that you were the greatest thing that ever came into their life. And they're still hurting that you walked out. They're still hurting, and they can't resist to just keep an eye and watch and see what's going on in your life. So, but when the narcissist crosses boundaries and harasses you with texts, maybe texts or calls from other numbers or something like that, you document it, you take it to the police, you keep a file on this, okay? Because now this is becoming harassment. So this is how you have to handle it, all right? You have to distance yourself from these people. And if somebody is dangerous, you have to protect yourself in every way. And that means going to the authorities and also protecting yourself, okay? Because you don't know what this person could do. And I'm talking primarily about somebody who could be a malignant narcissist. And you could be very much in danger if you move on to another relationship where they could go after the person that you're dating, all right? They may know they can't get to you, but they may try to go after the person you're dating. This happens all the time, okay? You move on to somebody else, and they may show up and somebody gets beat up or something happens, their car gets destroyed, because the narcissist is angry and they're pissed off that this new person has come into your life. So, you've got to, like I said, document it, take a record of it, bring it to the police. But you got to keep your distance and do not interact with the narcissist whatsoever. Say nothing to them, okay? Anything you say to them is feeding the narcissist and giving them fuel to continue these kind of behaviors and activities. So you want to make it as boring as possible so that they leave you alone. This is your ultimate goal, is for them to leave you alone and move on to somebody else. So you don't sit there yell and scream and say, oh, I saw you driving by my house, or I'm telling you if you do that, nothing. You don't say anything to them, nothing. You get a camera around your house and you document everything. And if it's constant, you go to the police, all right? If they're constantly doing things like, making remarks, you could just do so much with the social media stuff, okay? There's just so much you could do with the social media stuff. The other thing too is, if you dealt with a real shady narcissist, they may have put some kind of, software on your phone or on your computer where they're tracking and listening and watching your texts. So you have to take your phones and your computers and you have to clean them out. This is what you have to do. You have to clean them out. Go take them to a professional, have them clean out your phone to make sure that there's no tracking or any kind of spyware on your phone or on your computer. All right. And in some cases, switch out your router as well. All right. That'll get rid of them for sure, is when you switch that router. So this is how you handle it when they're stalking you. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to have to go to the police, but if it's becoming a constant thing, and the narcissist is not letting up, and it's affecting you, or affecting your job, or affecting your family, then you have to do what you have to do, all right? The optimum thing is to ignore them and make like they don't even exist. But if they cross boundaries of harassment, then you might have to go to the police, all right? And have a record of this and reports on this. In some cases, people get restraining orders, okay? It's not always easy to get a restraining order, but if you could show enough proof and evidence that the person is stalking you, you could get a restraining order, all right? You just present it to the court and they will give you a restraining order. So that's how you handle the stalking narcissist. But number one way you deal with it is to ignore them, no response, don't give them anything, no information. You want to starve that narcissist. Starve them for any information on you, okay? You want to be boring as hell. And, if they still going at it, then you have to take, like I said, the next level and go to the authorities because now, you're being harassed, right? So this is how narcissists stalk you. A lot of times they try to cyber stalk and try to get into your computers, especially if they're, a hacker or they're tech savvy. They know how to send you a link. That's a whole other podcast. They know how to send you a link and you mistakenly click on that link and boom, you got that spyware on your computer and they're able to mirror your computer and watch you that way. That's another way they do it, all right? And they could also watch you through your TV sets. There's cameras on certain smart TVs. They could watch you. It's all through your cable system and through your router. That's why I say just switch out the router and they're dead in the water, all right? So this is how you handle somebody that's stalking you. But one thing that you have to keep in mind is if they're stalking you, then they're obsessed with you. And they're obsessed with you because you're a good supply, all right? And they could be obsessed with you because they're not doing well. They'll be obsessed with you if you had something really, really good to offer them. Or they'll be obsessed with you if you caused a narcissistic injury. If you caused a narcissistic injury, they're going to be stalking you because they want to seek revenge on you. So they may be watching where you're going, all right? They may be watching where you're going. I mentioned this in Reels. They could put an Apple AirTag in your car and they'll know where you are, okay? So you got to be aware of that. This is all the ways they could stalk you. I actually had a client that was dealing with a narcissist, a crazy narcissist who had put an Apple AirTag in her car and he knew exactly where she was and he got a thrill out of, terrorizing her and saying, oh, so you're down by the store. Oh, so you're by the gas station. And she was freaked out. Like, how did he know all this? Well, he knew all this because he either had an Apple AirTag in her car or he had some kind of spyware on her phone. Okay? So this is how they do it. They'll say something, no, don't ever click on any links, you guys. Even if it's not the narcissist, anybody that sends you a link and says, oh, check that, never click on a link. All right. This is how they get in. So this is what they do. They're going to stalk you. And then hopefully you've got to pray that they find somebody else to keep them busy so that they leave you alone. And it's not to say that they won't leave you alone and then later come back when they're not doing well. But if they're stalking you, a lot of times stalkers are malignant narcissists. People just spying on you or people just, watching you can be covert narcissists. They watch you, but covert malignant narcissists are the ones that really stalk you. And it's because they've got it in for you. They're angry because they lost out on that supply. So they want to watch you. In some cases, they make themselves known that they're watching you, and in some cases, they don't. Some cases, you don't even realize that your exes are watching you, but they are. They're watching you. A narcissist is always watching their exes. They always want to see what's going on with them. They always want to keep tabs on them and make sure that they're not doing too good, okay? And if they are doing good, they may try to hoover and get back into their good graces because they feel they got something that they could, benefit from. All right. So that's what happens when narcissists stalk you. I hope that helps you. If it does, please hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for coaching, check out the link in the bio. Sorry, you guys, I've been up all night. Okay. So I'm like really, really tired and I'm losing my voice. Also, check out my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. Check out Facebook at the Game EXP123. TikTok is the Game Exposed, and Instagram is the Game EXP123. And have a great day.